There were some interesting tales to discover in Born of Fire, such as revisiting Stella and Severide's adoption decision and discovering the Stellaride ship name, and Mouch and Herman considering their futures after passing their CFD officer exams. Spoilers for Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 13 are available here. Carver's background of excessive drinking is a rehashed plot point that doesn't actually affect the characters. And I adore how Fire began to examine that issue in Born of Fire. Simply put, I'm not as sure how much of the issue will be covered in the next 2025 TV program. Early in Episode 13, Carver went to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and for the first time, he publicly acknowledged that he had a problem. It was an essential step, but he had the terrible luck of making his first connection with a guy who turned out to be very bad news, replete with breaking into Violet's apartment. However, since Carver's alcoholic friend was caught in the act before the hour was over, I'm not as worried that he will turn out to be terrible news. Molly's story was the part of the program that truly let me realize that this type of narrative has been anticipated for a long time. Carver was specifically having trouble with the fact that he wasn't prepared to discuss his avoidance of socializing with his Firehouse 51 buddies, who often require him to spend all hours at a bar. I was reminded by seeing Carver struggle with this, that a lot of the socializing in One Chicago, or at least Chicago Fire and Chicago PD, takes place in bars or over drinks. Although Hannah recently had to deal with an embarrassing scenario when Ripley's friends were bugging her about drinking, the doctors at Chicago Med tend to deal with coffee more than alcohol. Fire went over and beyond with demonstrating how Carver had to miss out on friend time for his own sobriety. One of One Chicago's more realistic themes this year, in my opinion as a non-drinker, was the recognition that drinking can often be the focal point of social interaction. Unfortunately, Born of Fire rushed through the plot so quickly that I'm a little concerned that Carver's difficulties interacting with people in public are now the end of the first responder drama. With the help of Violet and undoubtedly any other friends who learn about his struggles, he returned to Molly's at the end of the hour. This is not to suggest that friendship has healed Carver of his drinking, but I do hope Fire continues this plot, if only subtly. Even while I would really like to see more of Carver changing his social style while he works on his recovery, I do hope that he gets some time off before Season 13's closing titles roll.